So it's been a while since I've talked about my ambulance, so I decided to give an update on it. My main point right now of this update is just mentioning the steps I had to take to be able to make this thing livable. I'm not currently living in it yet because I still need to get some of this done and some of that part done. So I have done is I've added all these new lights, which are pretty sweet. And I actually made a little tiny holder for all of these so I can change the color of the lights, or I can just make them change color. And I can do that for each individual cabinet. So all these cabinets can do the same thing. And then I also had purchased this screen here. Currently it's just to cover up the cracked window, and it also just adds a bit more privacy. And there's on the bottom there's just a little latch here where I can unattach it and then basically just go like this and it all rolls up. And then basically I gotta get all that done. I have my new display, which I installed myself. So I have the folding point here. And there's a few things I do need to change about it. I need to add a lock so it doesn't swing around and smack the TV against the wall when I start driving. And that's just gonna be connected to my PC, which is gonna be mounted here in a see-through case directly into the wall. I also have all my power outlets. I think I mentioned that in the last one. Let's see what else I did. So one big thing I have got done, which is going to be part of the moving into this thing, is these are all different electrical wires, because currently I'm actually just running off an extension cord plugged in on the outside, which is helping heat the building. These wires though are going to be running to a panel here for activating each individual cabinet. So for example, I have wires up here in this corner, which are going to be running to these lights and are going to be running off of 12-volt little adapters for USB. That's what I'm going to be running to each and every cabinet. I've also replaced the roof, which is new. Got that all done. Well, it's not all done because I need to get trim in here, but that's not that difficult. I also have these that are done. I just moved my chair out of the way. It's a bit messy in here, apologies. I can unlock it, and this goes all up to the front. It's not cleaned out there yet. You can see up there. And then I actually also have another thing changed here too. If I open up this cabinet here can also be unlocked. And it's nothing too exciting yet. It goes up further than that. Got a little light in here. This is gonna be for all my clothing. There's gonna be different shelves and stuff that can be moved. I can lock all that so people can't break in when I'm sleeping. This is just a laundry hamper here. It's looking pretty good. It folds up to the wall when it's empty. Right now it's completely full of dirty laundry. Don't need to show you guys that. And I have spent some time in here already. One thing I did buy is I bought this mattress from my work, because I work at a furniture and mattress store. Bought it for like $300 and something. It's memory foam. It's a nice 7-inch thick mattress, which I'm actually going to cut right down the middle so it folds up easier, and then we'll turn into the couch against the wall. Something else I'm going to be doing to make this thing livable is I'm going to be putting sound dampening panels, because I don't want my neighbors to hear my music at night and stuff, so I'm going to respect that. I also bought new doors actually, because this lets a lot of cold in, because it has a hole going right through it. I'll show you the doors actually in a minute, but I also have got those cabinets down there, which are done. The main thing that was important for me to get this done though is getting all the trim done here, and like covering up some stuff and getting the roof so it doesn't fall on me while I'm sleeping, which makes sense. Things to get this thing ready, get the heating system done, get that all set up, and get the doors replaced, which I've been running into a problem with, so I can't easily replace it either. If I could open it, that'd be nice. Here, I'll go outside and actually show you. So here's what the doors look like from the outside, with the hole obviously going right through it. You can't really see into it very easy, and that's without the privacy screen up. This is the old ceiling. And here's how I run my wiring. The wiring's currently just running from here, so I can just yank this out and unplug that. And to wire it, ignore the really dirty cabinet. This needs to be cleaned out. I'm actually just running Moretz, and that runs directly in. I've done electrical before, it's good enough. Here's the new doors. So I got ones that have tinted on the front. And these, the problem I'm running into is I can't attach them right now because I need certain kind of rivets that don't exist in stores. Yeah, so those are gonna be replaced so pretty soon. Here's kind of the outside picture of the ambulance. It's not cleaned right now. It's very dirty actually. It's been sitting for a while. And another big problem I have right now would be the engine is actually leaking a lot of oil. So I have to get that done and fixed, which I'll have to do sometime soon before I drive out on the road. I'm just kind of trying to save up enough money to afford that right now. Yeah. To get this ambulance to the point where I could like live in it, two big things I would need right now is a stove and my fridge. I actually purchased a 12-volt cooler, which is up at the house, and it was for $9 that I just need to fix a bit, which is okay. And for the stove, I need air circulation going out the top of here and around to the air vent, because you can't be running stoves in here without circulation for air, because you will die. There's lots more to do in here. Like, I need to finish cutting off this piece of the cabinet here so I can actually have more space underneath here, and putting cabinet doors on here up there. But I'm actually pretty happy with it. There's a lot of insulation I need to do, so the doors need to be insulated, like the new ones I got. I need to put a bit more insulation up here, and I need to insulate that door over there. But the rest of it's pretty good. I'm going to be putting sound dampening panels on that door that goes to the cab and along the wall. And then covering that door with actually a poster that I have. And the rest of it's going to stay sound dampening panels. Mainly just insulation, actually. But it helps a lot to keep the sound down. I decided against using ceiling lights in here. And the reason I chose that was mainly because it's a lot of work to install them. And getting the ceiling in was difficult itself, because I had to run a million different screws along here so it didn't fall. And I had to get the wood custom cut so it could fit in my car. And for things like this, actually, it's running directly all the way underneath here, so it's not cut. So if I was able to show you up there, it would actually be underneath the whole thing. It goes about 2 inches past on this side. And the light was originally going to go right here. I actually have one of the lights right here, underneath the counter. So I didn't use it just because it's too much work, it draws too much power. And this is plenty light in the first place. That light's not going to be mounted there, it's going to be mounted actually just directly underneath here. So that will be better. That's a Wi-Fi light, so I can activate it with my phone when I'm not home. And then I'm going to do a huge art piece across this whole wall. So it's all going to be done with a black art piece of different graffiti tags. And I'm going to have sound dampening panels covering the middle of it. So I'm going to have my webcam here, and it's going to be facing, from behind that, it's going to be facing directly at that wall, which is going to look really nice with some art and some sound dampening panels. I'm trying to move out pretty soon, actually, but it takes a bit of work to be able to get there, and I work 30 to 40 hours a week, so it's not easy to get around to it. Yeah, this would be my personal project, I guess, and so far I've spent about $3,000 to $4,000 above the cost of the vehicle so far, so I'm pretty close to my budget, which is okay. Most of my expenses were small things like lights and paint and random things like this piece, and the doors were like $170, so it's not too bad. Okay, so another cool feature that I did is this table actually will pull out and slide out to about back here, so I can actually just sit on my bed and do schoolwork. Or I can just have it for my gaming stuff. And if I don't want to have it all the way out here and I want room to be able to walk around, I can just push it back. These things are helping clip it in, so I can clip it in there. And that chair also can go over here, so then I can sit down on that chair and do whatever. And then when I'm laying down in bed, I can go like that, pull my display out, and I got a 27-inch 1080p display, which is not too bad. It's pretty good. And then it's gonna be running mostly off my computer, sometimes off my laptop. And I plan on doing trim here actually really soon. So the trim's gonna go all around here to disguise the lights so you can't see them as much. Because right now they're very obvious. Another thing I installed was this, which is it's a knife holder here. It's gonna be for the knives. Currently I'm actually holding a bunch of tools for building this thing.